In a distant sector of the galaxy, orbiting a radiant blue star, lay the planet Gralix. It was a jewel of a world, renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, towering mountains that touched the sky, sprawling forests filled with luminescent flora, and crystalline lakes that sparkled like diamonds under the sun. The air was thick with the scent of blooming bioluminescent flowers, and the nights were alive with a symphony of nocturnal creatures. It was here that the Zintheri flourished, a race known not only for their advanced technology but for their unparalleled aesthetic beauty. The Zintheri were a proud species, their forms sleek and elongated, their skin shimmering in a spectrum of colors that changed with their moods: radiant blues when they were joyful, deep reds when they were angry, and soft greens when they felt at peace. Their society was built around the ideals of harmony and perfection, where art and beauty dictated social status and personal worth. From a young age, Zintheri children were taught to appreciate the delicate balance of their environment and the importance of maintaining their physical allure. Yet, beneath this idyllic surface lay a dark undercurrent. The Zintheri had cultivated an obsession with beauty, so intense that it bred a culture of neglect toward those who did not conform to their ideals. This was exemplified in the life of Zyxor, a creature who embodied the very antithesis of Zintheri beauty. The misunderstood Zyxor. Zyxor was a genetic anomaly, a being whose very existence seemed to challenge the Zintheri's rigid standards. With scruffy, mottled fur that appeared discolored and uneven, limbs that were awkwardly shaped, and wide, luminous eyes that gleamed with a brightness both unsettling and mesmerizing, Zyxor was often viewed as a mistake. Abandoned as a pup and left to fend for himself, he became a solitary figure roaming the outskirts of Zintheri civilization, forever searching for scraps of food and affection. For years, Zyxor wandered through the vibrant cities of Gralix, his heart heavy with longing. He watched Zintheri children play, their laughter ringing through the air like the sweetest music, while he remained an invisible shadow, too ugly to be noticed, too strange to be loved. The adults, in their quest for beauty, treated him with disdain, casting him aside as if he were nothing more than an eyesore. He was forced to live in the margins of society, scavenging for scraps, desperately hoping for a glimpse of acceptance. But despite the cruelty he faced, Zyxor possessed an innate resilience. He had a spirit that could not be extinguished, a heart that still yearned for companionship. He would often gaze at the stars, dreaming of a day when he could belong somewhere, to someone. The idea of heroism felt foreign to him. After all, he had always been told he was unworthy, unloved, and unlovable. The Oranian threat. Unbeknownst to the Zintheri, a storm was brewing in the galaxy. The Oranian Empire, a formidable force known for their aggressive expansionism and brutal tactics, had set their sights on Gralix. Their warships, massive and intimidating, were equipped with advanced weaponry designed for domination. The Oranians sought to claim the resources of Gralix, a planet rich in the minerals necessary for their war machines. As the Oranian fleet approached, the Zintheri leaders held council, dismissing the threat with a wave of their hands. They believed their beauty and intelligence would shield them from harm. "We are the masters of our fate," declared High Chancellor Lythara, her voice smooth as silk. "Our technology is unparalleled, and our society is beyond reproach. They will see the folly of their ways and retreat." However, the Zintheri underestimated the sheer determination of the Oranians. As the invasion commenced, the Zintheri cities, once vibrant with life, fell under siege. Explosions rocked the ground, and the elegant structures that had taken centuries to build crumbled under the relentless assault of Oranian firepower. Panic spread through the streets as citizens scrambled for safety, their artistic utopia descending into chaos. In the midst of this turmoil, Zyxor sensed a change in the atmosphere. The ground shook beneath his feet as he watched from the shadows, his heart racing with a mix of fear and instinct. For the first time in his life, he felt a call to action, a deep urge to protect the world that had long cast him aside. Perhaps, in this moment of desperation, he could finally prove his worth. Zyxor's awakening. With determination burning in his heart, Zyxor leapt into action. As the Zintheri soldiers fled in confusion, he charged toward the chaos, his instincts guiding him. The Oranians, clad in their dark armor and brimming with confidence, were taken aback by the sight of the seemingly insignificant creature charging at them. "Look at that ugly beast," one Oranian soldier sneered, readying his weapon. "It's nothing but a distraction." But Zyxor had a plan. Drawing on the primal instincts of survival, he darted between the legs of the towering Oranians, evading their fire and confusion. With surprising agility, he began to disrupt their formations, using the chaotic environment to his advantage. His small size became an asset as he maneuvered through the battlefield, drawing fire and attention away from the Zinthari defenders. In that moment, something extraordinary happened. A group of Zinthari soldiers, initially bewildered by the sight of the creature they had long ignored, began to rally behind Zyxor. Inspired by his unexpected courage, they found renewed strength. The tide of battle shifted as the Zinthari regrouped, spurred on by the bravery of the creature they had once mocked. "Follow that creature," shouted Captain Valthor, his voice cutting through the chaos. "It's leading us to victory." As the Zinthari fought alongside Zyxor, he began to communicate instinctively with them. He led them through strategic maneuvers, utilizing the terrain to their advantage. Zyxor's quick thinking and adaptability allowed the Zinthari to launch counterattacks that caught the Oranians off guard. For the first time, they realized that their perceived weaknesses could be transformed into strengths. The turning tide. The battle raged on, and Zyxor became the heart of the Zinthari resistance. His actions inspired confidence among the soldiers, who fought with renewed determination. No longer were they simply defending their home, they were fighting for a newfound sense of unity, for a being who had shown them that true worth is measured by actions, not appearance. As the conflict escalated, Zyxor's natural instincts became increasingly apparent. He darted through the chaos, leading the Zinthari in coordinated attacks that dismantled the Oranian formations. With each victory, his confidence grew, and he began to feel a sense of belonging that had eluded him for so long. For the first time, Zyxor felt powerful, not just as a survivor, but as a leader. The climactic moment arrived when Zyxor faced the Oranian commander, a fearsome figure clad in dark armor, radiating an aura of menace. The commander sneered as he surveyed the battlefield, dismissing Zyxor as nothing more than an insect. "You think you can challenge me, beast?" he roared, raising his weapon. "You'll regret this folly." In response, Zyxor felt a surge of defiance. He charged forward, his heart pounding in his chest. With every ounce of strength he possessed, he leapt at the commander, employing every skill he had honed in his solitary existence. The battle reached a fever pitch as Zyxor and the commander clashed in a whirlwind of energy and fury. Zyxor's agility allowed him to evade the commander's powerful strikes, darting around him with newfound purpose. With each movement, he channeled the years of neglect he had endured into a fierce determination. The Zinthari soldiers rallied around him, inspired by the creature who had transformed into their unexpected hero. In a climactic display of bravery, Zyxor launched himself at the commander, delivering a decisive blow that sent the Oranian leader sprawling. As the commander fell, the Oranian forces faltered, their morale shattered. The Zinthari seized the opportunity, pushing forward with renewed determination, driven by the spirit of their once neglected companion. A new dawn. When the dust settled and the last echoes of battle faded, the Zinthari emerged victorious. The once proud Oranian fleet had been driven from Gralix, their invasion thwarted by the courage of those they had underestimated. As the Zinthari gathered to celebrate their hard-won victory, they turned to Zyxor with a newfound respect. The creature they had long disregarded had become a symbol of resilience, bravery, and the importance of looking beyond appearances. Zyxor stood among them, heart swelling with emotion as he felt their gratitude and admiration. For the first time, he was seen for who he truly was: a protector, a hero, and a being worthy of love and respect. In the aftermath of the battle, the Zinthari leaders convened to discuss the lessons learned. High Chancellor Lythara addressed the assembly, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. "Today, we have witnessed the power of unity. Zyxor, our unexpected champion, has shown us that true beauty lies not in appearances but in courage and compassion. We must honor his legacy by embracing all beings, regardless of their forms." Zyxor's story began to spread throughout the galaxy. As word of his heroism traveled across star systems, beings from all walks of life took notice. His journey resonated with countless individuals who had faced neglect, discrimination, or disdain. Zyxor emerged as a beacon of hope, a reminder that every creature, regardless of their appearance or background, has the potential to create ripples of change. The new era of acceptance. In the months that followed, Gralix transformed. The Zinthari, inspired by Zyxor's bravery, began to engage with other civilizations across the galaxy. They sought alliances with races they had previously overlooked, realizing that beauty could be found in diversity and that every being had a role to play in shaping the future. Zyxor became a cherished figure in Zinthari society, traveling with delegations to other worlds, sharing his story, and advocating for compassion and understanding. Statues were erected in his honor, and schools began teaching children about the value of empathy and acceptance. He became a living legend, a testament to the power of transformation and the importance of valuing every individual. But even as Zyxor enjoyed his newfound status, he remained humble. He understood that challenges still lay ahead. There would always be those who clung to outdated beliefs and sought to impose their ideals upon others. But he was determined to continue his mission to be a voice for the voiceless and a champion for those who had been marginalized. A journey of compassion. Zyxor's journey took him to distant planets, each filled with unique cultures and histories. He encountered beings whose lives had been marked by suffering, discrimination, and neglect. With each interaction, he shared his story, encouraging them to embrace their differences and find strength in unity. One such planet was Nivera, home to the crystalline Aelorians, who were known for their ethereal beauty. However, the Aelorians had long been divided by rival factions, each claiming superiority over the others. Zyxor arrived during a time of unrest, witnessing the tension and animosity that plagued their society. Using his own experiences as a guide, Zyxor worked tirelessly to bridge the divide. He organized gatherings where Aelorians could share their stories, encouraging them to look beyond appearances and recognize the commonalities that bound them. Slowly but surely, the walls of division began to crumble, and the Aelorians found strength in their shared experiences. Zyxor's impact rippled through the galaxy. On the planet Elysia, home to the vibrant but isolated Elysians, he championed the cause of acceptance and understanding. The Elysians had long lived in fear of outsiders, believing they were too different to coexist. Zyxor's presence sparked a change in perspective, leading to dialogues that fostered acceptance and collaboration. Throughout his travels, Zyxor became a living embodiment of empathy, tirelessly advocating for those who felt invisible. His story resonated with countless beings, inspiring movements that championed compassion and understanding across the galaxy. A legacy of hope. As the years passed, Zyxor continued to fight for acceptance and love. He became a trusted advisor to leaders, a counselor for the lost, and a friend to the lonely. His message spread far and wide, echoing in the hearts of beings across the cosmos, that every life has value, and that true beauty lies in the connections we forge with one another. In a galaxy once rife with division and prejudice, Zyxor emerged as a beacon of hope. His journey taught countless individuals that they could rise above their circumstances, embracing their unique identities while forging bonds that transcended boundaries. As he stood atop a hill overlooking the lush landscapes of Gralix, Zyxor felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had not only transformed his own life but had ignited a movement that resonated across the cosmos. With each new ally he made, each life he touched, he solidified his belief that compassion could heal even the deepest wounds. One fateful day, as Zyxor gazed at the stars, he felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment. The galaxy was vast and beautiful, filled with potential and promise. His heart swelled with hope, knowing that as long as there were beings willing to fight for each other, the ideals of love and acceptance would flourish. Zyxor's legacy lived on, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of hope could prevail. He was no longer just a misunderstood creature, he was a guardian of peace and acceptance, a true champion of the galaxy. A new dawn for all. In the years that followed, Gralix became a symbol of acceptance and understanding. It evolved from a planet that once shunned the different into a thriving hub of diversity, where beings from all walks of life gathered to share their stories and celebrate their differences. The Zinthari, having learned from Zyxor's journey, initiated programs that encouraged interspecies collaborations, fostering friendships that transcended the barriers of appearance and culture. Schools taught children not only about the beauty of their own race but also the beauty found in every other being across the galaxy. Zyxor continued to travel, becoming an ambassador of peace and acceptance. He formed alliances with previously warring races, facilitating dialogues that promoted understanding and collaboration. His presence was a reminder that the true strength of a society lies in its ability to embrace diversity and honor the unique contributions of every individual. And so, the galaxy thrived. Zyxor's story became a cherished part of history, passed down through generations. He was celebrated not just as a hero of Gralix but as a universal symbol of hope, a reminder that even the most misunderstood among us can become beacons of light. As Zyxor looked upon the stars one final time, he understood that his journey was far from over. Each day brought new challenges, new beings in need of acceptance, and new opportunities to spread the message of compassion. With a heart full of hope and determination, he continued his mission, ready to face whatever adventures awaited him in the vast expanse of the galaxy. In the end, Zyxor's legacy was not just about his own redemption but about the countless lives he touched along the way. He had transformed not only his fate but the fate of an entire galaxy, proving that even in a universe filled with diversity and complexity, the bonds of love and acceptance could transcend all boundaries. And thus, the story of Zyxor lived on, an enduring testament to the power of courage, empathy, and the belief that every being, no matter how different, has a place in the grand tapestry of existence.